Welcome to Cryptocurrency, a podcast by smart women smushing everything crypto and blockchain into busy mom lives, ensuring the where, how, and what we're learning so you don't have to waste your precious time asking questions. Anything discussed in the podcast is not financial advice, and as with everything parenting, do your own research. Let's talk about jobs in crypto. Should we
talk about jobbing? Let's do it. Oh my gosh, this sounds like my favorite topic.
Seriously though, like I think that would be like ever since like I found all this and I'm like, this is super cool. You know, it's like getting into like tech super early and like working for IBM or something like in the 90s. And I don't know, I just feel like that like yeah, I've definitely been perusing the job boards. Like, can I like work in the crypto sector? Like, I know nothing about coding. I know nothing about software. I know nothing about like computer programming. Like, what could I possibly do in crypto?
And this is one of my favorite questions because it's that exact myth, right? Like, and I feel like this is the sort of myth busting we are here for. I am here for is this level of myth busting.
All right, teach me.
All right. So there is this misconception that I don't know coding. I don't know blockchain. I've never been a developer. What do I do? How can I get involved? And to me, I think being able to really talk about like just the breadth of this space of every project needs a marketing team. Every project needs somebody to write the white paper. Every project, and I say every, it's probably not the best word. Projects need marketing people, community managers, writers, accountants. I mean, so if you think about this, like if we strip away the crypto piece and the dev piece, I mean, how many companies use the internet right now, but how many of us know HTML? Well, I don't, but that doesn't mean I can't be involved in a company that has an online functionality, right? Like, or an online store or an online footprint. Just because we're using the technology doesn't mean we have to know it at that deepest level. Like all of these projects are dying, like seriously dying for somebody to come in and run their social media. So if you're somebody who's really good at social media, like Hannah, and understands it, gets it, like really understands, okay, what does an Instagram audience want? You know, I've done social media for, you know, whatever my Monday through Friday job is. Okay, you've got these little tiny startup tech companies that they're all trying to wear like all of these hats. And so they need additional people, somebody that'll come in and be a moderator in their Discord chat, who can think of really great questions, somebody who is like an event planner that can put together online events. So whatever you're doing in the regular physical world, that same need exists inside crypto. And so it really is kind of getting out of the very small box of I'm not a developer and what do I have? I mean, Suzanne, who's part of our cryptocurrency podcast, is the perfect example of somebody who said, look, I am already producing a podcast. I want to learn about crypto. Does anyone want to do this with me? And Hannah and I both said, absolutely. And so that's, to me, a perfect example. Just show up. Like whatever you love and have a skill set for, bring it to the table. Somebody needs it, whether you're an attorney, a social media person, a podcast producer, all of it. Like there is a spot for all of it.
There's this really and I've talked about it a little bit on Instagram and some on Twitter and basically on our like social media channels. It's called My BFF, and I'm highlighting it specifically. Again, do your own research as far as like NFTs and investments are concerned, but it's a project that is it's using the celebrity of famous women and women already in the blockchain technology world who are working in social media, but they're hiring. They in their Discord, they've been talking about they're trying to source from the women that are already there, who are already active in their communities. So it's kind of cool because it tells you they have a link, they just post it in the Discord. They're like, we'd rather hire someone who's already active in our community and knows like what we're doing and has been following along since we started, which really wasn't that long ago, a month, 2 months,
Yeah,
I think.
super right. Yeah, it's
So they want to source from women who are already there, and some of these jobs require some sort of experience in the blockchain or in crypto or whatever, but a lot of these jobs are just like like account managers, and of course there are like website designers and those sorts of things, but you also have they're hiring for like moderators like in Discord, like it's a part-time position, and it didn't really say how the payment went, but if it was something that you're interested in and you reach out to them, you could figure out what the payment is, if it's in like NFTs or crypto or your currency, wherever you live. But that's a conversation you have to have with them. But these opportunities are out there. You just have to, like Jen said, I suppose you just really have to get involved, and you have to figure out which projects you like. And then, I don't know, once you get your foot in the door and, the developers and the team like you, and you become helpful to them, and then they'll, someday, who knows what would happen, right? They could reach out and be like, hey, you've been around for the last 5 years, and, we're interested in you, and you know the community, and we're looking for someone like you to do XYZ or whatever. But I mean, as far as someone who doesn't have any experience in like website development or coding, of course, those positions are just, abundant, it seems like. Especially they're trying to recruit women for these jobs. Like there are a lot of women-led projects that want to hire women to be like, they would prefer to be on their team. So if you're listening to this and you are a woman and you are looking for even something that's part-time, joining a community like that, even as a volunteer or a part-time like employee or moderator, could turn into something much bigger someday. You never know.
exactly. And I think that's another good point that you made about getting paid in token. A lot of them are fiat strapped because they're startups. And if it's something that you're willing to do, obviously, if it's a project that you love and you're willing to do it for token, oh man, they're all in on that. We should all get paid for the things that we are really good at also. But definitely, if you're willing to be flexible about how you get paid, that's a really great way to do it. I definitely don't recommend it for like all of your payment, but it's something to consider for sure.
So if you already have a full-time job and you just kind of want to dabble in, try and figure out if you're wanting to move completely over to a career in blockchain or a career in crypto or a career in NFTs, because in 5 years, there's going to be so many more things than what are even available today. It could be very simple for you, even like as an entry level type thing, where you volunteer or even are like a part-time employee for a project, moderating on a Discord channel, which is just a chat channel on your phone for a couple of hours a week. And if you're already in that um, project and you enjoy it, I mean, you can decide at that point, like, hey, I want to get paid in this token from this project, or I want to get paid in their NFTs, or, it just really depends on what you're passionate about and what your budget allows. But I mean, really, we are so early on this that the possibilities are really endless when it comes down to, like, you get your foot in the door now is the thing. So um it just really depends, again, on how big of a risk taker you are. Like, do you want to quit your full-time job and move into crypto? Well, sure. I mean, everybody wants to make a big move and get rich, but that's not always going to happen for you. So you just need to try and figure out a plan again, um, and then put it in place and figure out if it's something that you enjoy or would enjoy long term.
I think it depends. I mean, for me, like, definitely, I have a lot of projects that are so cash strapped that they would always prefer that I work for their token. But it's also, what are you contributing? Is this something that is your main job that you get paid for all the time? Like, if you're an attorney and you say, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to review your white paper, I'm going to review some documents, whatever. And they're like, great, will you take token for your $200 an hour fee? You've really got to sit back and say, okay, I'm willing to do maybe 1 hour a week that I will take in token, but the lion's share of that, I need to have that in fiat. So it really is weighing, what are you contributing? And is this you coming in with an entry level, look, I want to contribute to the project in whatever way I can? Or is this you saying, okay, I'm actually an expert at this thing and I want to come in, I want to contribute. And so it's all hybrid. And like Hannah said, it really is just doing your own research and evaluating it. And we're definitely not saying you should give yourself away for a token that may or may not be worth something, because I've also done that. That's a lot of the coins that are currently in my wallet are ones that I gave away my skills for, in exchange for token, thinking, the roadmap looked like X. And so I was going to be able to exchange those for fiat. We were getting listed on exchanges or whatever, and it just didn't happen. And so I personally am always willing to take Ethereum and Bitcoin, right? Like, what currency are they paying you in? Sure. I mean, to me, if somebody wants to pay me in Bitcoin or Ethereum, that's exactly the same as fiat for me, if not better. Like, I'll usually give a client a discount if they want to pay me in Bitcoin or Ethereum. If they want to pay me in their startup token, it's, I'll take 90% of it in Bitcoin and 10% in your startup token. So sure, it's just about evaluating the scenario.
Yeah, it really depends on like how risk adverse you are and how financially comfortable you are in real life. Outside of cryptocurrency, obviously, like, most of us still have like rent or mortgage or and they don't take Bitcoin yet. So of course you could sell it on an exchange and get fiat to pay your bills. But obviously we know that you all are smart people because you're tuning in to listen to us. But you need to be able to be making these smart decisions. We are definitely not telling you to go quit your full-time job and start mining Dogecoin or something like that, because while that can be something that makes you money, it's not something you want to stake the entire rest of your life on. But dabbling in something or doing volunteer work or doing a part-time gig for a couple times, a couple hours a week, I think that sounds pretty sweet. If you have the time to do that, they're out there. You just have to find the projects that you like and communicate with the the team that's operating them. Once you get your foot in the door, then, I mean, really, again, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but we're so early here that you just never know what could happen in the future once you make those connections. And as we know, like in the real world too, like finding a job is really all about networking. Like you can have all the accolades that you want, but really if it comes down to it, if somebody knows someone, you know, there's a good chance that person is going to be hired or at least strongly considered for a position. So it's the same here. You've got to put your foot in the door and you've got to put yourself out there and get to be well known with the team, which might someday be a business.
Well, and you just never know. Like seriously, like show up. What's the worst thing they're gonna say? No. And honestly, I think if you showed up at any project and said, I love this project, how can I help? They will give you 7 different opportunities that they are absolutely craving bodies to put into. And so seriously, just ask, just show up and negotiate from there.
So the question is then like there's not too many job boards for this sort of thing. It's not like if you're an accountant, you can go to, accountantshiring.com or whatever, or Indeed and like type in accounting, and then look at all the positions that are available. Like that's just not the way it is yet because we are so early and it is so new. So you need to either get your foot in the door with these new projects on like Discord or Telegram, which are both apps that you can get on your phone to chat with communities and developers of projects. There are job boards as well that I think there are, like if you type in like cryptocurrency jobs on Indeed, you actually will get a bunch of hits now as opposed to like a year ago. There's a lot more out there because it's becoming much more mainstream. There's an Instagram account that's like specifically a job board for women-led companies looking to hire women. And it has all the jobs that are listed, and it might not be like blockchain jobs, or you might not be working like as a developer per se, but they are looking for like social media managers and strategists and hiring manager, like all these things that a regular business is looking for, but they're specifically looking to hire women. And specifically women who are on like the cutting edge, or at least interested in learning about the cutting edge of technology and blockchain and stuff. So that's pretty neat. I will have to find that and then repost it in our story, put it in a highlight or something, because I know I've come across it. I'm pretty sure we follow them, but I don't want to misquote it because I don't remember 100% the name of that account.
And I feel like I love that there's a women-led one. That's super cool. Like I'm excited to look at that. There's also I could never say his name right, Andreas Pompolino.
Yes,
he's got the big crypto board. I think I can't remember what that one's called. I mean, so there are, like you said, not only the traditional route of going on Indeed and looking up crypto as a search term, but there are I'm noticing there are companies now that are just adding that as a component. They, especially some of the bigger ones, because they understand that that's where we're moving to. And so really with, I think, very little research, you can find something that is a fit of your knowledge base, your skill set, and in alignment with your values, projects you want to work with, especially right now, obviously there's a lot of shuffling happening in the job market.
Yeah. I mean, people are really, they don't feel like they have to put up with what they have to put up with at work.
Right.
Because everyone is hiring. I mean, most everyone. It's an employee's market, like you can go out there, and if you have the connections and you have the education and qualifications for whatever position you're interested in, like the opportunities are there for you. Like, it's time to get out there and make some changes if that's what you want to do. Like, it's really the perfect opportunity to start moving in that direction. So, I mean, in summary, if you want to work in crypto, I mean, do it. Like,
that's it right there.
Just like, stop thinking about it. Just go do it. Like, just volunteer, get a part-time gig on a Discord channel, like find projects that you like, connect with people, like put yourself out there, message people on Instagram. Like, if you're interested in what they're doing, be like, I think this is super cool. I've read all of your XYZ, whatever. And I want to be a part of this. What can I do? And then you can just start the conversation that way. Or you can go through some of these job boards and apply the more traditional way. If you are, say, a mining expert, or a coder, or, even like some of these big mining companies are looking for electricians. There's companies that mine Bitcoin. They're paying big bucks for electricians to, like, that's their only job, is to keep these mining rigs running, because they're using a lot of electricity, and they need to run to make money to make Bitcoin. So it's really just putting yourself out there, I think, in the end, and getting involved. And I mean, you're already doing the first step. If you're listening to a podcast about cryptocurrency, and blockchain, I mean, you're already moving in the right direction. If that's your end goal, you're already headed that way. It's just a matter of what you're going to do and when you're going to do it.
Exactly. Yes.
Thank you for that input, Jen. That was very helpful. I appreciate that.
Well, I thought about reiterating everything you just said, but I was like, she just said all the right things. So just show up. Stop waiting for permission. There, how's that? Stop
It's
waiting
true.
for permission.
That's good.
Is, I think, the biggest thing. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately, that as women, especially when we keep hearing that this is some sort of boys club and if there aren't enough women, dudes just show up. Like, if there's something cool happening, they just show up. They don't wait for an invitation.
No, I can't even go down that road right now, Jen. I just can't even go there.
Right.
We started on it.
Right. Well, and women, like, we've been raised to be polite and to wait for an invitation, and stop doing that. Like, we have to stop doing that. Like, we have to just show up. There is no permission needed. There is no invitation. There's no perception that there is an invitation. There are no invitations. Like, just show up.
We're giving you one right now. We're giving you permission. We're giving you an invitation. Welcome. We are just out here doing our thing. Men are making fun of us on TikTok because we're women talk about cryptocurrency. You know what? Bye, Felicia. Blocked. Like, I do not have time for that negative energy because I'm trying to make a better life for myself and my family.
Yes.
So on that note,
that's the ending.
Yeah, you're gonna get me going in a whole roll.
I don't want to end. I'm like, ooh, like, okay, like, that's when I'm like, oh, Hannah's about to drop some tea.
No, we're not gonna go there. This is not the time and the place, but I think you all know exactly where I'm headed. You just want to see that. You just want to see that go up in flames.
I think we all feel it, though. I mean, honestly, like, I think we all feel it because it's why this podcast exists.
Yes.
Because I think we all want a safe space where we can come ask questions and learn together. And that's how women do things, is we do it as a community. And which is not to say that there aren't great men in the crypto space, especially. But as women, we've got to stop waiting for an invitation.
Well, and it can be as a woman in the crypto space, as a new, like, entrant, like, you're just showing up, right? You're showing up to the house party and you're seeing people having a great time. and you walk up and you ask for a drink and you're like, I would like to participate. And then people laugh at you. And you're just like, I'm here. I have the same brain as you do. And I would also like to enjoy myself. Like, I just really struggle. I'm gonna step down. I'm gonna step down for just a hot minute. And just let all the women out there know that it can be sometimes a very toxic space. There are people that will make you feel awful about asking very basic questions that you need to know because you don't know them, because you have to learn things about things that you don't know. So don't ever let anybody make you feel bad about that. And we're here for you. So,
Yes. And I get to say, okay, here's where I get to interject. Here's us being different, because my experience of crypto has never been that toxic environment. It has been bar none the most welcoming space I've ever existed in. Have I encountered toxic people when I was in finance and insurance and everywhere I've ever been in business? 100%. Men, women, both sides of it. For me, crypto has been the most welcoming community I've ever found, ever. And people just wanted to teach me because I was willing to ask. Mm-hmm. And are there toxic people? Absolutely. And that's when you, like, kind of just said, like, you don't hang out with them, because there are plenty of non-toxic people in this space, beyond just us. And so, yeah, if you're encountering toxic people, like, bye. See ya.
If someone makes you feel bad about anything, like, just bye. I don't need that kind of energy in my life, and neither do you.
Nope.
So that's basically what it comes down to. Like, I will never feel guilty leaving people behind that make me feel bad. Bye. Exactly. See you later. I'm going to continue on, like, building my legacy, whatever that may be in the end, without you. Have fun staying poor.
Yes. Okay.
So, to bring this all back around, we are, once we get this episode, like, finished and uploaded and, that sort of thing, like, I will make sure that on Instagram and Jen on Twitter, that we make sure that we are linking these job boards. If you guys are interested in doing any of these sort of, whether from like small amounts to a complete career change, you can investigate those, because they are kind of cool just to go on there and peruse. So
and LinkedIn, oh my gosh, like, LinkedIn is where, for me, and Twitter is becoming more of a information source, but my LinkedIn is where I get 95% of my connections, my news. It's where I've built my entire community. And so being able to follow people on there has also been just a phenomenal resource. Something
I need to get better at. I have a LinkedIn, but I don't ever use it. I'm not ever on there.
Amazing. LinkedIn is absolutely my curated community. Mm-hmm. I love Twitter. Like, I love crypto Twitter. But it's banana pants. They're all different audiences, right? And so crypto Twitter is what crypto Twitter is. But LinkedIn, like, the professionals that I have found and the conversations I've gotten into on LinkedIn, as well as the people who found me, which now are becoming more mainstream people, which I think is great, because then it's no longer the echo chamber. But oh my gosh, LinkedIn is an amazing resource.
Lots of good things out there for you guys. So be looking for those posts from us on those, more traditional job boards. But for now, as we sign off, just make sure that you know that we're giving you permission to do whatever the heck you want, because you're a grown-ass female. So
Yes.
Enjoy your life and don't feel bad about sniffing people out if you need to.
Which
Thanks
goes
for
for everything. Yes.
That's right. That's right. In life or crypto or blockchain or whatever. But thank you so much for tuning in, for chatting with us today. We will see you next time.
That wraps up our conversation for today. If you have any suggestions or questions regarding this episode or any others, please let us know on social media. Thanks for finding the time to visit with us, and we hope to chat with you again soon here at Cryptocurrency.